new solution of SSR theory and quantum gravity and the universe. New solution of SSR theory and quantum gravity and the universe. The universe is rapidly expanding. I have to analyze new solution of SSR theory and quantum gravity and the universe, which is the main solution of rapidly extending of the universe. I am Bireshwar. I am honors master in Teaching University. I am a teacher. According to mass energy conservation theory, E is equal to mc square. E is equal to mc square. Okay, E is equal to mc square. E is equal to energy. E is equal to energy. M is equal to mass of matter. And C is equal to the velocity of photon particle. E is equal to energy. M is equal to mass of matter. And C is equal to velocity of photon particle. But there is enough matter. And dark matter and dark energy. According to MC square, the universe must be constructed. I mean, the universe must be closed. But the universe is open. The universe must be closed. After Big Bang, the universe are 13.73 billion year. Again, 13 billion year. Now when solar eclipse, so total solar eclipse happened. The stars light were bending. Solar eclipse. The star, sun, and the moon, the earth. The star must be bending light. Her bending, how is measured? Because why the light bending? Because there must be interaction when the stars light are moving. When the stars light are moving, the stars light are moving. When the satellite is moving by the side of sun, the gravity of sun bend the photon particle. The gravitational particles. Now the question is from what is gravity? And gravitational particles are spreading by proton decay. Now I have to analyze proton decay. Suppose upward, downward, upward. The interaction between the photon particles, the gravitational particles are spreading by proton decay. Upward, charge plus 2, 3. E. Spin half. And downward, minus 1 by 3E. Upward repulsion gravitational particles. There's a gravitational particle. And now the gravitational particles downward, proton. Okay, downward, upward. This is splitting the upward gravitational particles and downward absorb it, and this is the gravity, and this is downward. This is the gravity. Gravitational particles are spreading by proton decay. In proton, there are upward and downward. Two upward and downward. Two upward charge and spin are the same. For that reason, upward have repulsive force. For repulsive force, where they are splitting gravitational particles and absorbed by another proton, and downward, which charge and spin are opposite, as the same Newton have two downward and one upward. neutron. I mean neutron. Down quark, up quark. Neutron. Repulsive wave, graviton. Down quark, repulsive theory, graviton particle, and up quark, down quark is splitting the graviton particle absorbed by up quark, and down quark neutron. Repulsive the up quark and absorber as receive and two down quark charge and seen as same. So by two down quark have repulsive force create two graviton particles, another neutron up quark absorb the splitted graviton particle. The gravity force force interaction proton decay. The gravity is the force interaction. First interaction is strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, and electromagnetic force and gravity. Then quantum gravity is quantized by the gravitational particle. Albert Einstein found mistake that there is no particle seen is absorbed more faster than proton particles according to Hubble constant or Doppler effect. Friedman equation was measured by the must be measured by the velocity of photon. Must not be velocity of the photon. Now velocity of photon particles. Matter to matter have interaction but handicapped by the gravity, and that is gravity particles, graviton particles, and the velocity of graviton particles instead of gravity. Instead of gravity, the universe will expanding rapidly because Friedman equation have to be calculated by the velocity of graviton particles, not Doppler effect, not Hubble constant. Friedman equation depends on the velocity of graviton particle. I have to change Friedman equation. I am Bireshwar, I have to change Friedman equation. Now the measure of the velocity of graviton particles. Friedman equation must be dependent on neither Doppler effect nor Hubble constant, only the velocity of graviton particle, not photon particle. The Friedman equation must be dependent on the velocity of graviton particle, not the velocity of photon particle. Now Schrodinger equation. Schrodinger equation what? When the photon particles and there's a graviton particle interaction. Graviton particle interaction. Photon particle this way. Now this equation is the suppose Cp. Schrodinger equation. M U minus E H U initial energy E last energy. Thus photon and graviton particle decaying, and then U minus E is equal to minus M mass. Now I have to analyze Schrodinger equation. Photon particles they are, and they are graviton particles. Each other opposite and decay. Photon decay and their graviton decay. And now I have to analyze the Schrodinger equation. Keenly analyze it. B B minus Cx. Okay. For photon. For photon. For photon particles, Xp and Ecx minus Bp. P minus Cx. Now I have to analyze further. These are photon particles. The A is equal to Z0. Bp by 2. A y-axis Bp x-axis. Okay, realize this. When I is equal to when I is equal to 0, again value xp is equal to Bp by 2 e to the power minus Cp xp. Okay, e to the power minus Cp xp. Okay, now given particles Xz Bz by 2 e minus C Cz Xz. Now or Xv Xz Bz into, and now ECP XP ECZ XZ. XP BZ XZ BP equal to 1, approximately 1. Then this is the ECZ XZ ECP XP. Then ECP XP ECZ XZ or CP XP CZ XZ. Now bracket CP equal to MP H. Mass of the particles, photon particles. Okay, formula. photon particles. Initial energy and last energy EP is equal to E minus E is equal to minus MP. Inverse system. Okay. Now I have to analyze. So mass of the photon particles mass of the photon MP is equal to 6 into 10 to the minus EV. They are graviton particles. Now graviton particles and graviton particle CZ is equal to mg into minus h. The mass of the particles EV. Now we have to analyze or CP XP CZ XZ or 2 MP minus